are producing 5 exabytes of data. So why, what happened is the question. So what happened in 2006? And I think most of you know that basically the internet got popular, social media. I got my Facebook account, excuse me. I got my Facebook account in 2006. At the same time, social media uh, came into existence and everyone started getting their own accounts. And this is, Sanuj was nice enough to share me his Facebook profile. So as you can see that every account produces a lot of data, and it's not just structured data. So until then, most of the data was structured data. So think about structured data as all the data in an Excel file. So most of you have used Microsoft Excel, I'm assuming, and that is structured data. Analyzing structured data is very easy. The problem is with unstructured data. So as you can see here on Sanuj's profile, you have one post where he has posted another YouTube video. As well, you can see his photos as well. So what is big data? Now, big data has 4 characteristics, and all 4 of them I think can be seen from just Facebook account. Just let us look at the Facebook example. So the 4 V's, the very 4 popular V's are volume. So there are billion users for Facebook, I think. Also for WhatsApp, each WhatsApp message that you send has a lot of information in it. Sometimes it is textual information, sometimes you post photos, sometimes you send videos. So a lot of data is generated by all the users. So the volume of big data is a challenge. The second one is the variety. So in this example, as you can see, there is text, there is photos, and there is a link to a video, to a YouTube video. So analyzing this data, analyzing different variety of data is another challenge. The third challenge is the speed at which the data is created. Now, when Sanuj posted this on 27th of March, there were millions of other users also posting um, posts on Facebook. At the same time, many have used Twitter. You have used WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Every time you send a message, that message is being stored somewhere. So whatever engine, whatever database, whatever big data system that they created has to be able to store and analyze all this data that is constantly being generated at a very high speed or very high velocity. And lastly is the quality of the captured data, which is very important nowadays. I get fake messages on WhatsApp all the time, and I have to call my mother saying this message does not make any sense. No president is dead. No prime minister is dead. Please go and look at Times of India or see other news channels to really verify the authenticity of the news or of the text message that you are getting. Again, that text message can be a video, a photo, or simply a text. So veracity, which means the truthfulness of of the data, is also very important. So these are the 4 V's of big data. So there's not much information as to that I want to give. I want everyone to understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to keep this not talk about a lot of jargons and not a lot of terminologies that is used nowadays in data science. Okay, so I'm going to focus only on a few terminologies which I think are very helpful, and I hope that by tomorrow morning, all of you have not forgotten those. Okay, so when big data came in, mainly because of the internet, the social media, and the amounts of data that companies were storing, uh, these systems, computer scientists had to create systems that were able to make use or solve the challenges provided by these four V's of big data. So now the question is, what is data science? And Clive Humby, in the same quote, also mentioned that if I just give you oil, it is not useful. You have to do refinement of that oil. And similarly, same thing has to be done for data. Is if I just give you Sanuja's Facebook profile, that is probably not going to be useful. Somebody needs to sit down and analyze that profile in order to come up with some knowledge from it. So um, the next question should be that why is data science important today? And the main reason why data scientists, those who do data science, are in so much demand nowadays is that all companies are creating massive amounts of data. Again, simple examples are the social media websites. Is they are generating large amounts of data, and we will look at another example in the next few slides. And the main challenge is, what do you do with that data? Is can you look at the data and can you make better decisions from that data? So that is the whole point of data science. Is you have large amounts of data, which is good, but what do you do now that you have these large amounts of data? How can you process that data such that you can come up with better business decisions? And now let's take one example of what kind of decision that you may be taking. So Netflix. I'm guessing that most of you have used Netflix. So Netflix has a lot of data. Every time you log in, each click that you do on Netflix is stored in your profile information. Every time you start watching a movie or a TV show, that information is stored in your Netflix profile. So, what kinds of business decisions do they want to make um, from this data? And the most common example, obviously, which is a very popular example in recommendation, uh, is of making recommendation of movies. And in order to make recommendation of movies, Netflix uses machine learning algorithms. So first we looked at big data. Now we looked at data science. Now let's take a look at a uh, more specific section of data science called machine learning, which is I would say the hottest topic nowadays in computer science. And just like you see from this photo, machine learning is machines trying to learn. And what does that mean is it is the field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without, now this is the most important part, is without being explicitly programmed. So until now, all the softwares you that people would write, you would explicitly say that this is what you want it to do. But machine learning, on the other hand, says that I want to, this is the data, you automatically learn how you are going to let the machine automatically learn information from this data. So let us go back to the movie recommendation example. Is
Excuse
this
me,
is
sir.
the
Sorry to
most,
interrupt. Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Kindly reshare your presentation. Actually, it is not presented over here.
So
I
right now,
think someone accidentally started sharing their presentation, so maybe
oh,
that was the reason.
oh,
So yeah, start the
Uh,
file.
I see. Resume your presentation.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir, it is fine now.
Is it the slide?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, again, what is machine learning is it is the field of study where the machine can figure out something without being explicitly programmed. Okay, that is the main idea here. And before we talk about the example of movie recommendation, let us see how machine learning works. So there are many subdivisions of machine learning, the types of algorithms, and so on. We are not going to go into it. This is simply what I want you guys to know from this topic is, if somebody asks you what is machine learning, you should be able to explain this figure here. So what does this figure say? Is there is training data. From that training data, you want to extract some information. Okay. From that information, you want to create a model. And from that model, you should be able to predict other information. Okay. So let's take a look at an example and come back to this figure. Let us say that we are again going to Netflix. So Netflix has some training data. Let's say that they know that I'm a boring person and I like to watch dramas such as Mission Mangal. Sanuj is a cool person, so he likes to watch thrillers such as Dabang. So this is training data. Okay. Now going back to this image. So what's the next step is feature extraction. What does that mean? So just giving this information is not useful. Okay. The algorithm should be able to extract features. So what are the features? So what do you think are the features that the algorithm should be extracted here? And it is obvious that if I want to recommend movies, most likely I want to see the genre of it. So whether it's a drama, whether it's a thriller, whether it's a comedy. Okay, this is a feature of this data. Okay, this is a feature of this movie data. Another thing is maybe I like Akshay Kumar and Sanuj really likes Salman Khan. So that is another feature that needs to be extracted from this training data. So this feature extraction is a big step in machine learning, and there are many algorithms that work on extracting features. So you should know that textual data, so where there is text, there are different types of features. So in text, feature can be what is the text talking about. In audio, in video or images, feature can be who is in the photo. So is there any way that if I just gave you these images, is there any way I can the machine, the computer can tell you that, you know what, this is the photo of Akshay Kumar, and in Dabang, this is the photo of Salman Khan. So those are types of feature extraction algorithms that the machine should be capable of doing. So again, we have the training data, then we have the feature extraction. From this feature extraction, you want to create a machine learning model. So what kind of model? So the model is basically storing information like this: Partha, boring person; Mission Mangal, Akshay Kumar. On the other hand, it should also store another information such as Sanuj, cool person; Dabang, Salman. So given this, now you have a machine learning model. So what's the use of it is, now next time Manish sir comes in, and basically what happens is Manish sir goes in and says, recommend me a movie. Okay. So basically Manish sir's information should be added to this machine learning model, and it should predict something from the model. So now the question is, is he like Partha or is he like Sanuj? Do you want to show him "E Dil Hai Mushkil" or do you want to show him "Andhadhun"? So depending on the information that the machine has about Manish sir, it will try to do some similarity metric. So this portion of this figure is what is the quality metric? How do I know is Manish sir similar to Partha or Sanuj? I mean, how do you know this? Is it based on their last name? Is it based on how much hair do they have on their head? Or what is it based on? So that is a metric that needs to be defined. And in this aspect, in this particular scenario, what do you think are some of the aspects? One thing can be what has Manish sir watched in the past. So has he watched information? Has he watched movies based on, are they drama focused or are they thriller focused? So based on this information, it will calculate a score to say that, you know what, Manish sir is also cool. He's similar to Sanuj Kumar. So we should show him movies. We should show him thriller movies like Dabangg or Andhadhun, for instance. Okay. So this is a very brief overview of how a machine learning model works. Okay. So let me again repeat. One, you need training data. One of the biggest challenges in machine learning is how do you get this training data? Okay. So in order for any machine learning algorithm to work, you need training data. Second, once you have the training data, once you know what movies Partha has watched, once you know what movies Sanuj has watched, you have to create right algorithms that can extract these features. So this is the feature extraction step. The feature extraction step will figure out, given movie name, it will extract all these features, the genre of the movie, the actors in the movie, what year was it in? Was it in 1970 or 2000? Maybe the director matters, and so on and so forth. From that, you create the machine learning model. From the model, when a new data comes in, based on some quality metric, you figure out what is the machine learning model giving you. Okay. And then at the last step, so once a recommendation is done to the user, another important step of machine learning is the improvement step. Okay. So one, it learns, second, it predicts, and third, another important step is the improvement of the machine learning. Is maybe the machine learning algorithm said that I will recommend you Andhadhun, and the user says, are you crazy or what? I'm not going to watch Andhadhun. I like comedy better. I want to see "E Dil Hai Mushkil." So that happens all the time. So in that case, the machine learning model should be smart enough to go back and say, you know what, there was a problem somewhere. This user with these characteristics, instead, the machine gave it Andhadhun, but in reality, it preferred "E Dil Hai Mushkil." So go and figure it out. So again, the machine goes back and adds this to the training data. So again, this is a new addition to the training data, that Manish sir prefers "E Dil Hai Mushkil" instead of Andhadhun. Okay. And this continuous process, this is a continuous process, and this continuous process keeps on feeding back to this machine learning model. Okay. Using some quality metric. So quality metric here is the accuracy, that was your prediction right or was your prediction wrong. So this, as you can see, is a continuous feedback process, and this is how a machine learning algorithm works. Now, as I mentioned, machine learning has many types of different types of learning, such as classified learning, unclassified learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and so on. since I want to keep this at an overview, and hence we are not going to go in much detail of that, but I hope that at least this basic figure of how machine learning works is clear to you. Okay, so let us proceed in what are the other applications of machine learning. Is you even right now, you the most commonly used is spam filtering. Your email, there are many emails. You just won 50,000 rupees, or send me a check right now please, and I will send me a check for 10,000 rupees, and I will send you back a check for 50,000 rupees. You see those emails all the time. How does Gmail know that it is spam? Is basically it has information. It has looked at the training data. Gmail has a lot of training data saying that somebody sat down and said, this email looks like spam. This email does not look like spam. Then Gmail created a machine learning model. And based on this model, whenever a new email comes in, it figures out whether it is spam or not. Okay. And there are many others, like such as stock price predictions, facial recognition. Facial recognition is nowadays a very hot topic, because many governments have started using it to automatically recognize faces based on your photo. And a lot of people are complaining that it can be harmful. So facial recognition is a big thing. Another is voice to text. Is have you used the feature on WhatsApp? Is you say something and, oh no, not on WhatsApp, but in other applications you say something and it creates a text from what you have said. These systems can never understand my accent. Hopefully they can understand yours. But voice to text is also very popular. There are chat bots that you use. And lastly is autonomous cars, is self-driving cars. And the hope is that it will reduce traffic, and also you do not have to drive in the traffic. Is autonomous cars. A lot of machine learning is used, that you have a camera on top of the car, and the camera is constantly looking at the surroundings, and the camera is classifying whether there is a car in front of you, or whether there is a dead end in front of you. And these are all predictions that these machine learning algorithms are constantly doing for autonomous cars. And another thing that I think is very relevant is pollution detection. It has been used a lot in China. Is these machine learning algorithms can, based on historical data and based on weather data, it can predict, saying that 3 days from now on or 2 days from now on, the pollution level is going to be so on and XYZ, based on these training data and the characteristics there is. So machine learning is really everywhere. All of you are 100% affected, or you come across these machine learning techniques. So now the question is, you are freshman, so you are just out of 12th standard, so much, all that exam learning, all that exams are done, you are just entered, you just entered the college now, so you still have a long ways to go before you get a job. So while there are many opportunities on careers, there are data science, data analyst, and so on and so forth, but how does this relate to you, and what should you do right now? And this is where I give my personal speech on, basically, which I titled "Don't Be Me." Is a very wise person told me that when you go to college, you can basically choose two. You can either choose good grades, enough sleep, and or social life. Wise person was my mother. I didn't listen to her, but she was very absolutely right. And the point is that which one should you do? And I want all three. In most cases, you cannot do all three. But if you can be smart and be able to balance, that is your key. And that's where basically this is my last slide, which I will spend a little more time, is I made a lot of mistakes when I was in college. I only cared about passing the class and getting good grades. And that was my biggest mistake, is I did not understand the fundamentals. Uh, if you ask me what is the derivative of log x, even in my sleep I can be la sala it's 1 over x. All those derivatives, I can always answer any question on that. But if you ask me what does it mean for derivative of log x to be 1 over x, I have zero idea. And that's the mistake I made when I was in college. And looking back, especially in data science, is there are two main issues are the fundamentals, and data science requires a lot of fundamental knowledge. And this is where I'm going to request that all of you, whenever you are taking your data structure and algorithms course, do not just learn by heart all those formulae and go to the exam and just blurt it out and then forget it that night. Fundamentals are extremely important in data science, data structures and algorithms. And statistics, I never ever really understood statistics. Again, if you ask me some normal distribution and ask me the CDF formula, I will be able to tell you, but I never understood the meaning behind it. And this is what I hope that, apart from how machine learning works as an overview, I hope that you take just one lesson from this seminar, is that every concept you learn, you should be asking two main questions. Why is this concept important to learn? And how is it used in real life? If you get answers to those questions, you will remember those topics. So it is very important to be able, everything that you learn in your next 4 years, you should be able to ask these questions. And absolutely, I will not say that everything is useful. I go to my own classes and say that, you know what, this topic is useless. I'm going to teach it because all textbooks teach it, but I cannot find any use for this topic in today's world. Maybe it was used 20 years back. Maybe it is useful as a building block to understand something. But I will teach you for that, but I will not ask any questions on that. But if there is a topic that is very important, I try my best to give the reasoning behind why is that topic important. Why do you need to learn statistics? Is a lot of machine learning, especially the spam filtering, the example that I mentioned. A lot of how that spam filtering works is on the positioning of the words, on how many words to the left, to the right of a certain word, what is the probability of these words, and what is the statistical distribution of these words determine whether an email is spam or not. And for that purpose, I implore everyone to really understand statistics, because it is a very important fundamental base of data science in general. So this is where I'm going to stop talking. And again, why is this concept important to learn, and how is it used in real life? If you can answer these two for everything that you learn, and especially remember those where you got the answer, I think that will be really helpful if you decide to have a career in data science. And this is where I am going to stop presenting. Sanuj has a very cool example on deep fakes that he wrote in one of his classes, I believe. And deepfakes, to give a very brief background, is a very important topic nowadays. Is using these machine learning techniques called neural networks. These machines can create images that look real. So and he will show an example, and it is a very cool example. It is very important nowadays to understand, to be able to know, to be able to look at certain information. Any WhatsApp message that you look at, you should have it in the back that maybe a machine created this image. Okay, so for that, I think I'm going to give my screen time to Sanuj, and before we end. Sanuj, do you want to share your screen?
Yes, yeah. Okay. So can you guys see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can, right? So yeah. So let's do a fun little activity. So tell me which of these images are fake. Just look at these images, take your time, take a minute, and just tell me which one is fake.
Left one.
Left one. Okay. What about the right one? All right. What about the third and the fourth image? Do you think these are fakes or these are like real? Which one of them is fake?
Both are real.
So yeah, so probably you might think like everything is real here, right? I mean, they both look like human beings. They have like eyes, nose, everything. There is like nothing much different here, like in these images. But the actual thing is that all these images are really fake. All the 4 images that you had here were fake. And all of these were generated through a network, through a neural network known as general adversarial networks. So these were the real images when they were passed on to this model. After that, the model trained on all the features that Notapart talked about. And after that, this was the output. So I don't think you have like seen this pictures of Mona Lisa anywhere on the internet. I'm pretty sure. So this everyone has seen, but these are all generated.
And they look real.
This could be like, yeah, but the thing is like, this is so real that this could actually become a problem. So let's say like the president is giving a speech, or the president is he's seen in a photo, I mean, handshaking to any of the other people, which he shouldn't do. But I mean, how to know like it's real, or is that fake, or is that real? How to know that? So this problem has a term called deep fakes, because these fakes, they are like generated through the deep learning models, and they're like so real that it's like very hard to differentiate between them. So yeah, so we have like modern solutions, but remember, modern solutions may lead to modern problems as well. So this requires another modern solutions. Okay, so the other thing I would like to share with you is like this model I have here. So this is one of the models which I built. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is one of the models which I built. So basically, it's like I have to find Pikachu. Have you guys seen Pokemon? You guys are familiar with Pokemon, right? So with machine learning and with like training your machine to recognize what Pikachu looks like, you can just like run an image detection algorithm right away and just find where your object is. And it's just these many lines of code. It's like not rocket science. It's this simple. So yeah, not much to worry about here. So this is the power of machine learning, which you have in your hands and which you can run anywhere, everywhere. All the resources which you have is like available on the internet, and you can use it like approximately to solve all the problems that you have in your life. Okay. So these are a few things that I noted down while I was like preparing this document. So these are the things which I wanted to like convey the information to all the students, especially to the freshmen who are new here. So as Dr. Paz said, please pay attention to data structures and algorithms. Now, while you're in your undergrad, try and gain some background in all these technologies here. That's machine learning, big data, cloud computing, IoT. Coursework is good, but it's like if you want to think out of the box, if you want to stand out of the crowd, you have to like make an effort for that. So of course, it's like undergrad is going to be like the best time you're going to have in your life. So make it count. Learn about some of these technologies, and yeah, you'll be good to go. And yeah, this is some statistics and probabilities, as Dr. Path mentioned. Try and learn this as well. Have some solid projects. And yeah, remember this line here. GitHub is your new resume now. Like you have your CVs, you can like build documents and everything, but as soon as you reach to the interview sessions and all that, they will just ask you for your LinkedIn ID or your GitHub account. And if you don't have those, then like you are not standing out of the crowd. You are in the crowd. So there's probably a good chance that you might be like rejected. So yeah, of course, update your GitHub, build it well as you can. Yes. And of course, practice coding a lot. There's like a lot of good websites here, as I've mentioned. So go there. There are daily challenges. There are monthly challenges. Do the coding. Don't be scared with all these. I mean, the codes. I mean, the long codes. Don't be scared with that. Trust me. Like if you start doing it from now, there will be like one day when you enjoy this, and you'll be at a level that everyone would be like inspired of. So yeah, start from today. Yes. So getting into the big four companies, this is everyone's dream, right? Get into Google, get into Facebook, get into Apple, Amazon. These are like the four big companies. But the thing is, like, it's good that you have this aspiration, but like, let's be real, it's not easy to get here. You can just read about the minimum qualification here. It's not even the recommended qualification. It's just the minimum qualification that you should be for applying to that position. So that's the thing. But is it like impossible? Do you think it's impossible for you to like achieve this? No, right? I mean, it's not like impossible. Of course, it's hard, but like with hard and smart work, of course, you can achieve this, right? So yeah, be a hard worker and also be a smart worker. So yeah, that's the main takeaway from this one. Yes. So yeah, it's completely fine to not get it in your first attempt. Just remember, just have a good starting point, join a company. You can always work your way up to reach your goal. There's no way that you have joined a company and you think your life like it's over and you don't have like other opportunities. You can always like progress. There's always room for improvements. There is also always room for growth. So you can always like have your way to reach your goal. Yes, believe in yourself. So these are some of the sources which I wanted to share with you guys. So if you want to take some screenshots or have, so please like feel free. So these are some of the sources which I found to be like very interesting. There's Kaggle, there's Udemy, there's EDX, there's like for stats and probability, you may find Khan's Academy useful. And yes, please remember our college. That's like one of the major resources everyone like forgets about. This is our college. So have you guys heard about CCDIL? Tell me. Hello?
No, sir.
No one. Okay. Am I going too fast? Please tell me. Am I going too fast?
No, sir.
Okay. That's good. Okay. So yeah. So this is like the Center for Cloud Technology and Innovative Learning. So this is like a foundation which is run in the college where Manisha and other faculties, they like teach big data, machine learning, and all the courses which we discussed about earlier. All the what do you call bleeding edge technologies, like the state of the art. They're like teaching everything to you. So probably this is the best way to like kickstart your career, to have a hands-on experience in the college itself. Even took the big data bootcamp, and it proved to be like very helpful when I joined masters. So this is like very good option for you guys. So yeah, there are some bye-bye notes for you guys that I made. So yeah, do like enjoy yourself. This is the best time you're gonna have in your life. This is the best 4 years. So yeah, don't stress out too much. And yeah, remember to start early to get as further as you can, because like yeah, if it's too late, then it gets to you. It's like you don't have time. You have to do so many things, and you start comparing it with other students. Like they have achieved this, they have achieved that. So I mean, it's probably the best way to avoid that is to like start early and have something for yourself, build something for yourself, and have it uh, as a trademark for your personal growth. Have it like that. And yes, this will be a time to remember for you guys. So yeah, take care. So this was me. So if you have any questions, then feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, we and Dr. Path are here to answer all of it. Yeah, please go on.
One question is facial recognition comes under deep learning or machine learning?
So deep learning comes under machine learning.
Yes.
Deep learning is basically where you use deep neural networks, which is a technique used in machine learning. So and nowadays for facial recognition, almost everyone uses deep neural networks. So
Yes.
the answer is both.
One more question is, can you please suggest online learning portals for learning about machine learning softwares?
Yeah, sure. So there are many. So Coursera is one free option.
Yes.
Sanu has included the others in there. But
There's Kaggle.
yes. But
yeah,
I
you
think
can find like tons of data sets there. You can like find tons of like kernels, projects, everything. You can just look there and like learn from them, and then try to build something for your own.
right.
Participate in the challenges, participate in the coding events, and like you'll be good to go if you go.
Right. The important thing though is that especially if you are freshman year, sophomore year, first year, second year, you should focus on the fundamentals. Okay, and that's where you will stand out. If you don't know the fundamentals, if you have difficulty in the statistics, linear algebra, the probability, like Sanu said, then understanding becomes difficult. So instead of just learning machine learning techniques, you should start learning the fundamentals. So tomorrow, for all you know, neural networks are useless and somebody has invented something new.
Exactly.
And as computer scientists, you should be able to adapt easily to whatever new technique is out there. And you can only be able to adapt easily if your fundamentals are strong. And that's been my biggest struggle in my professional career is my fundamentals were very weak. Is all I cared about is tomorrow's exam is going to ask XYZ. I am going to learn XYZ today. I did not ask why. I did not ask where is this used. And so if you want to succeed in long term, you should always have the fundamentals very strong. And tomorrow neural networks, something else comes out and you will be you can easily catch up on that new technology. And remember, computer science nowadays is very, very, very fast evolving. And mainly because of that, computer scientists are hence also very high in demand, but we also need to keep on learning new things that are out there. Okay, so especially if you are starting new, I say spend a few months focusing on the fundamentals rather than learning some immediately on classifying deep fakes, for instance. Okay, so I hope that answers the question.
One more question. If you start machine learning, then please tell us some basic project.
I mean, you can start with small programs, right? Like you can have a data set, like for example, the famous one is the MNIST, the digits data set. You have another like your iris data set, maybe. You can run some algorithms to classify which, according to the features, which petal belongs to what category and things like that. I mean, these are like the starting points. You can
I
just
think-
like learn classification, regression, and all those like simple algorithms. And yeah, please go ahead, Dr. Parth.
Right. Basically, adding to Sanuja's point is any class that you take online or in your university will use some data set. Okay, so instead of focusing on the project, focus on learning the concept. You learn the concept and you apply it to a project. Okay, don't immediately take the opposite path, that you first try to understand the project and then the concept. No, first do the project, understand the concept, and then apply your knowledge to um, these different projects. And you will find in many courses that there is always one particular project.
Thank you, sir. Anupam, ma'am, please proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Parth and Sanuj. I must say, what a blend of Bollywood examples with data science and machine learning. Thank you, Professor Parth, once again for such a valuable and informative session. Amazing session, I must say. It really created a stimulus variation in us. Thank you once again.
Thank
Dear
you.
participants, someone said that the success of any school can be measured by the contribution the alumni make to our national life. Same is with us and Sanuj Kumar. 2015 batch pass out from RKG group of institutions. Wow. Now indulge in research and pursuing masters at New Mexico State University. Wow, I must say, what a growth, Sanuj. What we can say? Emotional attachment, special feeling, moment of proud, or what else? Thank you, Sanuj. Keep in
Thank you,
touch
ma'am.
with RKG group of institutions. I, Dr. Anupam, on behalf of RKG group of institutions, would like to thank our guest speakers who gave their valuable time out of their busy schedule. We feel privileged to listen you again and again. I hope you will manage your time for us from your busy schedule. I'm also thankful to all my colleagues, faculty members of RKG Group, as well as from other institutes, students, and all our dear participants who made this webinar really a wonderful and fruitful session. I'm sure that it's gonna be very useful for our participants. Thank you, sir, once again. Dear participants, you will receive your e-certificates via mail. Thank you very much, all of you, for your kind gesture. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and Jai Hind.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Anupam. Thank
Thank
you,
you for
everyone.
having us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, bye, everyone. Take care, please.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All the participants will get their certificate within 1 or 2 hours.
मेरे को सुनाए हाँ क्या खत्म हो गया